My sisters and brothers, I greet you all with the love and peace of the Lord. I invite you to meditate together with me on the holy word of God of 21st April 2023. The pivot: God's power is irresistible. The indicative of our reflection: many times in our corrupt and degenerating world, many evil forces try hard to resist and arrest the good. But we must bear in mind that nothing can suppress good, because every good comes from God. We must appreciate the wisdom of Gamaliel. His logic is divine and simple. If the work of the apostles about Jesus is God's work, no human powers can stop it or destroy it. But if it is merely human, then it will die by itself. Therefore, when we try to oppose or suppress anything good, we must realize that unconsciously we may be putting ourselves and fighting against God Himself. There is a lot to learn from this wise counsel of Gamaliel. Very many times, many vehemently try to destroy the good because of human factors like jealousy and arrogance or selfish motives. But they are totally unaware that they are running a serious risk, that is, becoming rivals and enemies of God Himself. The reason is simple: all good is godly and divine, while all evil is devilish. There is again a lot to learn from the apostles. Evidently, it is their loyalty and perseverance in their faith and witness amidst all threats and persecution. But apart from all this, it is their perspective and approach toward suffering itself. They do not resent the adversities. They do not try to run away from them or evade them. They do not lament that they are treated unjustly. They do not condemn their opponents that they will meet with grievous consequences. They do not even call upon God for help to save them from their distress. Instead, they feel great. They consider it a great honor and a privilege to suffer for God. Therefore, their reaction is abundant joy. They rejoice over their suffering for the sake of the Lord. This is also the perfect attitude of synodality that we are celebrating these recent times. There is communion, participation, and mission. In the first reading, the apostles experienced these norms in their testimony to the Lord. In the gospel, these are seen concretely in the miracle of the multiplication of loaves. The apostles become sharers in the Lord's intervention. They become actively involved in the whole process. Some of the components are facing the issue, analyzing the difficulties involved in the issue, assessing its gravity, seeking different possibilities to resolve the issue, pooling together the available resources, placing them at the Lord's disposal, and thus leaving it trustfully for His miraculous intervention, distributing them, and finally collecting and persevering, preserving the leftovers. And now the imperative for our life, our whole perspective toward adversities and afflictions must change. We must not be evasive or depressive or aggressive in times of difficulty. Instead, we must rejoice for being found worthy to become partakers in the same lot of the Master and for His sake.